Okay, 2-hour session of LeetCode. Starting off with this question here: best time to buy and sell stock. I started a 20-minute timer. I've got a paper. I've got a digital whiteboard here too. So let's start off with reading the question. You are given an array prices where price is I. Is the price of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return 0. All right. And we'll read the examples as well. Actually, looking at the prices, I know this is a list of integers. I guess I'm curious of whether or not it can be empty, how large it can be. What are the actual values inside of the list? They're integers. Can they be negative integers? Doesn't make sense because it's an array of prices. So I'd imagine it can't be less than 0, but you never know. Yeah, those would be the assumptions I would want to clear up if I were doing this like in person with an actual, like as a coding interview basically. But let's take a look at the examples. So we see here prices 715364, output 5. Wait, so return the maximum profit. Okay, maximum profit. So buy on day 2. Okay. Price is equal to 1, and sell on day 5. Price is equal to 6. Okay, and you can only go from left to right. You can't really go, like you can't look at 7 and then 1. That doesn't really make sense. Or you can't be like, I'm gonna buy on 1 and then go back a day, time travel back in a day and buy on 7. So that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, 6 minus 5, 5. So you would have to keep track of this maximum. Note that buying on day 2 and selling on day 1 is not allowed because you must buy before you sell. Yep, okay, that was what I just said. Price is 76431. 0. In this case, no transactions are done and the maximum profit is equal to 0 because it's just decreasing. Got it. Okay, and then here, so price is the length of the list. There has to be at least one element. And then, yeah, again, the bottom is 0. Cool. All right, constraints have been determined. We've kind of done that. We've read the question. We've seen an example. I guess what I'll start off with is how would I actually do this on pen and paper? And let's just take this one as an example. You just want to be careful with using these LeetCode examples because sometimes they don't really consider edge cases. But what I'm seeing is like the strategy is you're going left to right, left to right, and you want to find the smallest possible value over here. That's 1, and then you want to find the largest possible value. That's the general technique. And if I were to do this on pen and paper, I would kind of go through left and right. I see 7. I note down 7, right? Then I'd see 1. But I want to know the profit, so I gotta see 1 minus 7. Well, that's a negative number. I'm not earning any profit at all. So, okay, and then let's consider 5. Well, now I've just earned a profit. So I guess, hold on, profit. Oh, this is so tough writing with the mouse. I need like an iPad or something, or like an Apple Pen or something. So equals. So over here it's 0, like there's just nothing going on. Over here it's 4. Zero. Over here the profit's 4, like 5 minus 1 is 4, right? So that's the maximum profit at the moment. We come here, 3. This is a 0. Oh, I see the problem I'm doing, right? Because I'm just considering the number before, whereas we want to like consider this. Oh, oops. Undo. We want to consider this possibility. So what I need to do is start at 7, right? How can I erase? Oh, cool, okay. So, can I make this thing any bigger? This one. Let me just increase the size, there we go, nice. And then we want like I over here, right? And then J over here. And then we're just gonna like keep on moving J one step at a time, right? And consider all the different possibilities. Like if we were to buy on this day and sell on this day, and then what if we sell on this day, sell on this day, sell on this day, sell on this day, right? And then next iteration, you'll want to consider I over here. Now only if I can, there we go. I over here and then J over there, and then you want to do kind of the same thing. And so basically this is like an O n squared time complexity. And that's the brute force method. I don't know if there was a limit. There wasn't like a time complexity mentioned, so I can definitely code this up. But ideally, there should be like an optimal solution for this. And so I'm following this problem set. Like I'm following something called the Pareto problem set. And in the Pareto problem set, it was mentioned that this was a sliding window question. So technically, I've kind of already cheated, and I know this is oops. How do I just want to like move a little bit. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So I know it's a sliding window technique. So that's one hint. How do I make, so obviously the time complexity is O of that squared. Now, what we'll do, oh my god, hold on, eraser. We'll just delete this. So I did pen and paper, brute force, O of n squared time complexity. Now looking at a more optimal solution. So what we need to do, I think I have an idea. So 7, right? That's the first like window that we create. Then 7 and 1, right? And then we can consider like 7 and 5, right? And we're slowly like increasing our window. But the thing about sliding windows, we can also move like this. Like this can now be like, this window can now be like 6, like before 7 and 1, we can actually move it over to 6 and 4. Or like incrementally, of course. Like first you'd want to move it to, like this, like 1 and 5. Why doesn't it, what's going on? There we go. No, there we go. Okay, like 1 and 5, like that. Oh my god, come on. There we go. 1 and 5. So we just moved it like by 1 step over there. So now, what's the condition? I'll make it a little big. What's the condition? So I see 2 conditions. Wait, what's the condition? Hold on. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to also make this easy for anyone watching to understand. So condition 1 for the sliding window, we increase the window. Oh my god. Oh my god. What's going on? No. Back. That. No. Increase, please. Oh my. No, I wanna. How do I? sorry guys. Hold on. I got this. Just give me 1 second. Okay. This. There we go. Oh my god. Increase the size of the window. Right? The size of the window by 1. What I just did over here, that's that. And then step 2 is move the window by 1. Which is what I just showed you. Like that. Like you move it by 1 like that. So when do we do each one? When do we do this and when do we do this? So I did say we want to maximize, we want to make sure the number over, like all the number over here is as high as possible. And the number on the left side is as low as possible. So something about like comparing these numbers. Okay. So 7, 1, we know 7 is greater than 1. What can we do? We can move the window. We can move the window because look. If we move the window, now we're here at 1, and then 5 is greater than 1, then we increase the window. Okay? 5 is greater than 3. Oh, that's not gonna work. If we move the window now, well, no, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I don't know how to do this optimal solution. We're like 5 minutes left to do this question, so I think I'm probably on to something here. I just don't know what. To have something on in my IDE by the 20-minute mark, let's write out the brute force solution, right? So first of all, when writing this code, what do you want to return? You want to return the maximum profit. So max or profit equal to 0, return profit, so that. And then how do we do that? So we want to do for I in range. It's weird, like, can I call this max profit as well? Or is that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'll deal with that name in a bit. So length of prices, and then for j in range I plus 1 length of prices. Okay, and then we're gonna go through each one. We do what's the word? Sorry, I'm just thinking. For I in range, length of prices. For j in range, that. We want prices I minus prices j. If profit is less than prices I minus prices j, I think you want to do actually prices j minus prices I like that. Right. Then we do profit is equal to this thing. And we return profit. That's a bit too easy. I feel like I'm not considering something. Yeah, so J is always going to be a day in the future. I is going to be behind. So 7 1 7 5 7 3 7 6 7 4, and then 1 5 1 3 1 6 1 4 5 3 5 6 5 4 3 6 3 4 6 4. Those would be, that is what will be happening. Ideally, you want to run through an example yourself. I kind of just did it quickly, but you want to go through the example one by one and see if it's actually like, if there are any syntax errors, first of all. You know, if the example is actually going to, like, if you're actually going to get the test case passing, it's a good kind of technique to build, but because I'm low on time, I'm just going to run it. Let's see, what syntax errors? Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Now submit. Let's see, am I going to get a timeout error? I did. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So now I'm like 1 minute in. I'm trying to think, how can we accomplish this? Because what I'm afraid of is like edge cases. Like, what if, so, like, I said I would move the window. Well, that technique's not going to work because of what I demonstrated beforehand. But what if you have like 7, 1, and then like 10 or something? Which I think you can, I'm pretty sure you can have. Yeah, a 10 to the power 4. Okay, cool. I mean, there's only one way to find out. It's actually running through the example. But again, I'm just 1 minute in. Should I give myself 10 minutes more to do this, or should I just watch a leetcode video? I'm gonna watch a leetcode video. But hold on, if I watch a leetcode video and record it, would that count as copyright? Okay, I'm just gonna watch on my phone then. Alright, I'll just do that. To avoid any copyright stuff. Hopefully the audio is not gonna cause a problem. I think it should be okay. I hope so. So, question. I'm just trying to give like a real life, like an actual perspective in terms of how you, like how I'm solving these leetcode problems. Because I think you always see the people like gain the product, gain the success, but you never really see them go through the struggles or the actual tedious work of whether that's leetcode or practice or whatever that is. And I think it's so important to document that, show that kind of step to people, that demonstrate that it does take effort to get something in the end. And you should. I'm really enjoying this process, like of doing leetcode. I don't know, it's a refreshing feeling. Of course, you want to do this and hopefully get results out of it. So we're gonna make sure that we do this smartly, right? Not over. Everything is good with a limit. Let's make sure we don't overdo it with this leetcode stuff. Hold on. Come on, leetcode, where are you? There we go. Sliding window. A problem from Google. Cool. Oh, here, actually, I'll watch it with AirPods. There we go. Now I'm completely eliminated. the copyright problem. What you can do on your end for like, just pull up the LeetCode video for this problem if you want to watch it, or you can just skip like 10 minutes ahead, where I'll just like write up the code for this. This is the way I'm currently doing LeetCode. Maybe I can maximize my effort, right? Maybe I'll, instead of doing 20 minutes, I'll give myself like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so I can like I can maximize my learning and not just skip through